last night, it was the Rays' turn. In the fifth, 10 to the plate, 6 of them crossed, a big enough lead to get them a W. The Orioles tried to rebound, helped by the bat of Steve Pearce, 2 home runs, but not enough. So 1-1 in the first 2. Now Wei-Yin Chen goes for 10. On the mound tonight, the left-hander for the Orioles with a 9-7 mark. Game 3 right now. The Orioles on Masson, and we are back, St. Petersburg, Florida, for Game 3. The Orioles and the Rays, with the first 2 games having been split. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and a good Saturday evening to you. For the Orioles and the Rays, this has been a very interesting season series. The Orioles have the edge in the wins and losses. However, if you look at the rest of the numbers, not so. That's made it kind of unusual. See, the Orioles are up 9-8 in the season series. They have been out-hit 242-208. They've been outscored by 6. They've even been out-homered 21-19, and they have been out-pitched 379-350. But the Orioles have been able to get the right runs at the right time, Jim Palmer, and as a result, chance to win the season series.
Yeah, and of course we know that the Rays are going to pitch well. They're number 2 in the American League, only Houston with a better ERA. And the other thing is they lost Smiley, they lost Alex Cobb. Alex Cobb was supposed to be the only number 1 starter in the American League East. We know they do that. I think the surprising thing, Gary, they got 8 last night. Tyler Wilson didn't make his pitches, took advantage of it. Tillman pitched pretty well. The Orioles made a comeback the first night, but it changed for the Rays because they only averaged about 3.8 runs. When they came to Baltimore, they scored 23 runs in 3 games, won 2 of the 3 games. So this is a little different team. A lot of young guys that are obviously trying to make an impression on Kevin Cash in the front office for next year. And then, of course, the Orioles, they have one of their more reliable guys on the mound tonight, Wei-Yin Chen.
They have had more wins when Wei-Yin makes the start than any other start of this season. We'll see whether or not that continues, and we'll talk about offense. Scott Kuba, batting coach, coming up. Low fare now at Southwest.com. Scott Kuba has led the work at the batting cage all year. The Orioles, who've had a roller coaster in a number of ways, have had the same thing in their offense. You see the runs early on there. May, they went down, back up in June, down July, August, pretty steady, and then in September back up again to 5.3. One of the problems, we talk about it a lot, there is not a time when you can go to the plate and believe you're guaranteed to see a fastball. We asked Scott about that today and the effect that it has on hitting.
Well, I think it goes back to the fact that, a lot of the times back in the day, guys would anticipate and guess and ambush the 2-0 fastball, the 3-1 fastball. And what teams did is used the hitter's aggressiveness against them and started using the changeup a lot more that come in like a fastball and get them way out in front. So my approach to that is you still can't get off the fastball. You still have to look for the fastball, but you can't go up there with the cheating mentality to try to ambush it. You got to be in position and recognize the pitch first. And for me, if they can do that, they'll stay on one pitch. If they don't, then they end up doing the same thing as they get out in front of the off-speed stuff that pitchers like to do and use against you as far as the aggression and get you out in front.
Has it made hitting more difficult because of that?
Well, I think so because, you just can't go up there anticipating a fastball and swinging it out of its hand. You still have to recognize the pitch, but you still have to stay with your approach, which is stay on the fastball in that count because if you get it, then you can put a good swing on it. A lot of guys maybe have to take away some of the pull side of the field in that situation because, they don't want to be too quick. Some guys have the ability to get there and recognize and still be able to pull a fastball and look for that count. Each individual is a little differently, and you just try to take what they do, into account. And for somebody like a Jonathan Scope that gets way out there in front, he's a guy that you would stay a little bit more to the middle of the field rather than pull. Somebody else like Chris Davis, a little more experienced, he may be able to get in a position to be able to pull the ball without having to cheat to it.
That's one of the reasons I'm assuming that the offenses are down over the last few years, but I would think the other is the bullpen situation. I mean, it is really amazing. I saw a number today where, bullpen innings pitched is way up. There are only like 4 teams who have starters with more inning pitched than bullpen. So, that's so much tougher on hitters, yes?
Well, I think so, and I think that the mindset is that, teams are not wanting that pitcher to go through the lineup 3 times. They say, hey, if we can get our starting pitcher through the lineup 2 times, we're a plus, and then we go to a bullpen that has plus arms, high velocity, high-end stuff, 1 inning at a time. And it's worked out well for a lot of clubs, and that's what clubs have been geared towards, and that's what makes hitting tough because, you get a guy, maybe a finesse pitcher like Rasmus Ramirez tonight, who's going to throw a lot of changeups, breaking balls, and then you go to the bullpen, and they're going to, bring in some of the hard throwers. So, it's just an adjustment that hitters have to get to and understand. And I think that the game is going to start swinging the other way where offenses are going to start catching back up to that. It's just one of those things right now where the philosophy has caught everybody behind, and it just seems like nobody can anticipate what's ahead.
A final question, because you just raised something I honestly hadn't thought about. We talk about pitchers not going very deep into games as starters. Maybe clubs don't want them to.
I don't think so. I think that, as a hitter, if you're facing that guy the first 2 times you're 0 for, you at least feel confident that third at bat that you faced him a couple times to have a real good feel of how he's pitching you. When clubs are getting those guys out after the first 2 rounds, then you don't have that opportunity to go third time, and then you have to make the adjustment again because you have a relief pitcher coming in, and he's totally different than from what the starter is. So, I think there's a science behind it. I think clubs understand that, it's easier to go out there and find 1-inning flamethrowers than it is to find guys that can go out there and pitch 7 innings at a time.
Interesting. Scott, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's why the Orioles drafted their 17 2015 drafts. 13 guys aren't starters. So maybe that philosophy is happening, even though we know, look at Houston. People predicted. Got a lot of bullpen guys. They are fading because that bullpen is exhausted. Yankees may be in that same group. So I think you look at it a different way. Ideally, you'd love to have guys that can pitch 6 or 7 innings, but to do that, you got to have fastball command.
Interesting. Think about how you want to manage your pitching in light of the opposing offense. Our BGE home game time temperature is 72 inside the Trop. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Pyro, Machado, and Davis, Jones, Clevenger, and Scope, Wieters, Pierce, and Hardy against Tampa Bay for Matt. Big numbers, including those 15 home runs.
And Erasmo Ramirez, 13th player out of Nicaragua. Guess who his idol was? Dennis Martinez, El Presidente. So again, a lot of fastballs, sinkers, breaking ball, slider. Curveball has kind of been shelved. And then the other pitch, his favorite pitch, fastball changeup. That's what the Orioles are going to see. Occasional breaking ball. He's pitched well for him. He came over at the end of spring training. Why? Because Smiley, Cobb were hurt. And the tall left-hander Mike Montgomery going up to pitch for the Mariners. And Ramirez did not pitch well, but then again the curveball got shuttled somewhere else, and all of a sudden he's become a fastball changeup pitcher, and he's won 10 games for him.
So he will go against the Orioles for the season 1-1 against the O's. He is 2-1 lifetime against them. The right-handers a significant advantage as far as the average is concerned. The Orioles will have power leading off in this ball game. He's got a 3-game hit streak, only one at bat in this series though, and he's gone 1 for 1 on the year. And we are underway. The early start ball game at 6 o'clock here in Tampa. Defense straight up on Parra, 2 for 3 with a home run off Ramirez lifetime. He'll go the other way with that one down the line. Brandon Guyer going over and will make the catch.
Take a look at the Rays defense. You would think Guyer, the way he can command his fastball, have a lot of action. We've seen him. Kiermaier, one of the great center fielders in the American League. Steven Souza Jr. in right. Richie Schaefer, minor league hitter of the year. Cabrera back. Forsythe having a career year offensively. James Loney, and then Luke Maley. We saw him the first night in here. Young catcher out of AAA.
And Manny Machado coming up. You see the Manny numbers for this series, 1 for 7. Manny 2 for 13 off Ramirez, one of those a home run. And the pitch will be on the inside corner for a strike. Erasmo Ramirez against the Orioles. This is going to be his 5th start against the O's on the season. These two teams meeting, of course, as often as they do in the division. Bunting for a base hit, and it's a beauty. It's there. Manny Machado takes advantage of it. Schaefer's playing third tonight with Longoria DHing. He drops a beauty.
Yeah, he might have been maybe anticipating it, but then again on the second strike sometimes you do go back a step or two, and then the perfect bunt. We saw that the balls don't roll foul here. Saw it last night. Of course, this one is on the turf. Last night the bunt, actually it was a swinging bunt. It just got on the dirt and never ever. Of course, you're indoors, don't have as much slope on maybe some other fields you might. You got to have that drainage.
So Chris Davis with a runner at first, shift on a double play depth. 0 for 5 in the series. That one's going to go to the gap. He's not 0 for in the series anymore. It'll take a hop off the wall. Machado knew it was going to go. Dickerson will hold him up at third. It'll be a double. Good quick relay to hold the runner, but Chris Davis walloped that one into the gap, and the Orioles have second and third occupied with one away.
Now you want to see how far Chris Davis can hit a ball. Throw it right here. The target's away, ball's in, and this is a BB. And if it hits softly, you're going to get a run. You can see Ramirez not happy with the pitch selection. Chris Davis is. And Manny's running full tilt, but right off the wall, Kiermaier, cutoff man, not going to get anybody thrown out with one out with Adam Jones coming up.
So the Orioles a chance to get at it right away here in the first inning against Ramirez. And Adam Jones up. Adams 3 for 11 off the starter. He too has had just one hit in this series, having gone 1 for 8. Adam upping the numbers with runners in scoring position lately. He's up to 274 now. And a grounder. Runner's going to come. The infield was back. They'll let the run score and take the out. RBI picked up by Jones. Machado scores. Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
No, that's like, okay, I know they're playing back. I can hit a sinker on the ground. Maybe I'll get it up the middle for a 2-run base hit. So a 6-3 gives Adam an RBI, number 81, and the Orioles the lead.
The Orioles have gone 5 for 11 in this series so far with runners in scoring position. So even though a run scores that, they'll start the ball game out with an 0 for 1 in that category. And another chance. Here's Clevenger, runner at third. Nasty breaking ball at just 83 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's not like he shelved his breaking balls. He just shelved the curveball. He had 2, and the average just hired. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, said it just wasn't working. So, occasional slider, change up, and then we've seen the fastball.
Levinger is 2 for 5 off the right-hander. Ball bounced in the dirt. Steve getting the start in the number 5 spot as the DH in the ball game with the 1 for 4, having appeared in one of the first 2 games. Davis at third. Orioles a chance for a second run here in the first inning. The 1-1 delivery to him. That'll be chopped down to first base and fouled.
Yeah, if you're a left-hander, and you talked about the numbers only 184 home runs, 7 out of the 15. They'll get ready to hit the changeup. And what we've seen from Steve Clevenger, he can use the middle of the field. Came in and got that big pinch hit in the 4-run 8th the other night. And then again, he's hitting 389 because it doesn't look like he overswings. Nothing changes when runners get into scoring position for him.
Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that'll be down low. Maile with a nice stop on that one. Pull that runner at third.
Yeah, so you can look at the curveball. Why did they shelve it? Well, right there. Ray, goodbye. See ya. And then the slider, and again the change up and the fastball is 2 best pitches. And he has used them very effectively.
Count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Davis off third. There his delivery will be inside. For the changeup, it's accounted for almost 24% of his pitches, as Jim was talking about, and 43% of his strikeouts have come on the changeup.
Well, it's a good one.
It's a really high number.
Yeah, we saw him 2 years ago where he pitched late in the ballgame up in Seattle against the Orioles, and eventually I think the Orioles would come back and win that game. But
Clevenger swings and misses. So Ramirez gets a strikeout, but the Orioles get a run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Chen goes to the mound with a lead. Will face Geyer, Schaefer, Longoria, Forsythe, as Drupal Cabrera's back in the lineup. Didn't play in the first 2. Loney, Souza, Kiermaier, and Maile. Longoria against Chen. Good average.
That's away at Chen. He will try to win for the 10th time. Comes in at 9-7. A lot of fastballs. That's dropped a little bit as he's really used both the curveball and the slider. That's the breaking ball. And then the highest batting average, and we'll probably show you that on his changeup. So he uses that very judiciously. So pretty much the same year he had last year, except the Orioles do not, or at least early on, score as many runs as they did for him in 2014. And the one number that really kind of gets out, 28 home runs, 22 solos.
Chen ready to go to work. Geyer stands in. 0 for his last 17. They've had some 0-fers in this series. They will again in this game, especially for Geyer and Longoria. Still 258 on the year and 6 for 19 off Chen. Make that 7 for 20, and that's the end of the 0-fer. Geyer's on with the leadoff single.
Hey, look at the Orioles defense here at the Trop. Pierce, Jones, Parra, Machado, Hardy, Scope, Davis. That's around the infield. Matt Wieters doing the catching.
Here is Richie Schaefer coming to the plate, playing in his 21st game with 12 starts, his second stint with the big club this season, and starting at third base.
Well, Brandon Guyer probably went up to Kevin Cash and said, I know I'm 0 for 17, but how do I get out of that slump if I'm not playing?
Against guys I hit.
Exactly.
So there he is, and correctamundo.
Schaefer, big, strong, right-handed hitter.
Schaefer goes after it and will foul it off as Chen came in on the fifth. Wei-Yin Chen 1-2 this year against the Rays. He is 4-6 lifetime against Tampa Bay. 3.70 ERA this season, the 1-2 mark with a 5 earned run average. Dave Wallace watching, pitching in a ballpark in which he's gone 2-2 with a 3.12 ERA. And that pitch will be a strike on the outside corner, and an 0-2 count quickly on Schaefer.
Yeah, they said his power. I mean, he's a typical young hitter, fastball hitter, doesn't like it in, likes it out over the plate, and a little rectangle up and away, all the home runs. I mean, he's got power.
Inside, gets away, runner stays. Good stop. Wieters held it in front without the immediate break. Nowhere for Guyer to go.
Yeah, the other thing about playing Brandon Guyer is that if you figure Ramirez is going to pitch well, and he has, he's a good defender. He can steal bases, 10 out of 13. High on base percentage for somebody struggling. I mean, it's a little bit under 35% of the time, which is very, very good. So he can help you win, even if he is in a little bit of a slump.
Pretty good lead over there, not going. Pitch will be taken inside, and Schaefer evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the off-speed pitch. Wei-Yin Chen has walked very few this year. Good control. He has the 7th best walk per 9-inning ratio in the American League. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that one wrapped in the air. They weren't playing him over there. Diving, it's going to get by Pierce. Guyer will be able to score. They're going to wave him on home. Relay throw, Hardy to the plate, not in time. A double RBI in a 1-1 game. Schaefer gets it.
Yeah, tried to get him out with breaking balls early in the count, and then Steve Pierce, I don't think he saw the ball very well because he gets a bad jump, and then you don't want to be diving for this ball. Little fastball that doesn't quite get in. I mean, again, you got to just circle it. Probably going to maybe be a double anyway, but if you play it in a double or a long single, this run doesn't score.
So Schaefer in his 21st game gets his 4th run batted in. And quickly, the Orioles' lead is gone. 2 hitters into the bottom half of the inning. That'll bring Longoria to the plate with the runner on at second base. 5 for 18 in the series for Tampa Bay with runners in scoring position. Longoria had all kinds of chances last night. Every time he came up, somebody was on. He couldn't get a hit. Yeah, our American standard, who's hot, who's not.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. I mean, hot because J.J. Hardy did get the 3-run home run. First one he hit since July 29th. And look at Longo struggling.
Chen with the runner at second base. The off-speed pitch is in there. Celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities.
Yeah, you would think when you're on a 1 for 25 and 0 for 12, you would try to shoot a ball. And we saw him do it last night to right field.
That ball is down the line. Will it stay fair by the foul pole? And foul. Longoria way up over the foul pole down the line. And we saw Sean Barber, third base umpire, good hustle. He was down there where he could get a good look at it.
Yeah, take a look, and there it is. Imagine you're an outfielder. That's what it can happen if you ever take your eyes off it.
That background was up there.
Well, hit a home run the last game in Baltimore.
1-2 is going to be outside.
So I guess that's why he doesn't try to shoot one into right field. Cabrera also homered on the 31st of August.
2 home runs lifetime against Chen, a .294 hitter, Longoria. And he's got a chance to give the Tampa Bay Rays an early lead in this ball game. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery, and a swing and a miss, and got him.
Well, awfully nice pitch right there. He's gritting his teeth. Didn't get him over. Nice pitch by Wei-Yin outside corner with a little extra. That's what we were talking about. Slider, they don't hit it. Change up very high, doesn't throw it very often. And then again, fastball's as good as it is, and the curveball doesn't throw it much, but he does command, when he's pitching well, his fastball as well as anybody on the staff.
Best numbers against Wei and Chen are owned by Logan Forsythe in this lineup. He is a 400 hitter against Chen with 3 home runs. He has had good numbers against lefties overall this year. 297. 10 of his 16 home runs have come against left-handers. Forsythe with the runner on at second base. A 1-1 ball game. And he'll go after it. Scope and move the other way. Makes the stop and will record the out. So the shift works as Scope only had a couple of steps back. Take a look at our Express Stat by Express Care, a LifeBridge health partner. For locations, visit whywaitinther.com.
Well, that number right there with that offer went down a little bit. Of course, Greinke is 18-3 with about a 1.65 ERA. Arrieta, he and Zach Greinke, the two guys vying for the National League Cy Young. And then we all know about Danny Salazar, terrific young pitcher for the Indians.
Asdrubal Cabrera back in the lineup, missed the first 2 ball games, came down strained left knee against the Yankees on Tuesday. It's been on a day-to-day, so they get their switch hitting shortstop back in the lineup for this ball game. Cabrera 289 off left-handers this year, 252 off righties. He's got a runner at third, Schaefer, with 2 down.
And only 1 for 13, and that being a home run in his last game against each other off of Wei and Chen.
0-1 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. He was looking for something in. It was away, and he was hitting on his tiptoes. 0-2. Trying to lean way out on that delivery from Wei and Chen.
Now, you don't see Wei hit 94 very often, and then he locates perfectly on the outside corner.
Everybody back defensively in the infield with 2 away. 0-2 pitch to him, and another one out that he goes after. So Chen will get a couple of strikeouts. The Rays get a run on 2 hits, leave 1 on. 1-1 game. Time later in our ball game, brought to you by Miller Lite. So Chen gets the big out in the inning and leaves a runner at third base. 1-1 ball game. That'll bring up Scope to start the hitting off here in the second. Jonathan, with his 11-game hit streak, has gone 3 for 8 with a couple of runs in this series, hitting .333 during the streak, longest of his career. Had an 8-game streak in August, and now he's up to 11. And a chopper that'll go into the shift. Shortstop, Cabrera. Pitch and an out. As part of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, the Orioles, partnering with Maryland Governor Larry Hogan to raise funds, and you can join in. The Orioles are contributing $50,000 to the cause. They're encouraging fans to join by going to Orioles.com/charity, make a donation, and take advantage of 50% off ticket prices for the upcoming Blue Jays series. You can join in at Orioles.com/charity. Here is Matt Wieters. Matt's got an 0 for himself. Not too bad. 0 for 12. He's had an 0 for 4 in this series. He's got the shift on against him. 25-year-old Ramirez pitches for a strike.
Yeah, these two guys, talking about Ramirez and Chen, don't mess around. Right around 15 pitches, maybe a touch under that for Erasmo, and then Wayans right in the middle, 15, 16, 15.5. A lot of strikes.
0-1 the count, outfield straightaway. Wieters will take it for a ball. Big difference for Ramirez, home and road. His ERA here, 2.38. His ERA in the road is 5.13. So something about the Trop is very good to him, or he to it, one or the other. That differential is the 4th largest in the majors. You get Drew Hutchison, Mike Pelfrey, and Jared Weaver, the only 3 with larger differentials home and road. So if you're the manager, you try and set that rotation up to get him pitching here. Wieters will go into the shift, short hopped, and they out recorded. And that was Schaefer, the third baseman, who made that play on the other side of second. Our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers with 2 down and Pierce coming up. Our own Lakeland launcher.
Oh, yeah, and he loves to hit here. And take a look at the bottom number. 2 of those 7 home runs. What opening day here? Hit one off Chris Archer, who, of course, coming into the season just set their all-time strikeout record. Doesn't throw home runs. But again, against the Rays here, not too far from Lakeland. Very, let's see, not Babe Ruth because he hit left-handed, but big power right-handed. Aaron Link.
So Pierce, ballpark he likes to hit in against a pitcher who likes to pitch in this ballpark. 284 average here with 7 home runs in this yard. And that last play was 6-3. I thought Schaefer moved over, but they moved Cabrera, the shortstop, handle that ground ball. Sometimes when Longoria is playing, they move Longoria over the other way to leave a little more speed defensively on the other side, but not with Schaefer at third. Pitch will be taken for a strike by Pierce. Pierce coming in just an hour away from Lakeland, Florida, from Tampa, and 14 RBIs to go along with that .309 batting average. He's pumped up here recently. That's fouled off, and that hurt. Down he goes. That was off his foot. Or somewhere there too.
Well, tremendous movement on the fastball, and then he pounds right on top of the top of the of his left foot, maybe a little bit above the arch. Yep, right on top of the foot.
So he will try and walk it off. 2 down, nobody on here in the second inning. Time of year where these kind of foul balls really hurt because you've done it already a dozen times or more during the year. Usually off the same spot. So Pierce, given the chance to walk it off, will stay in. Orioles in the battle to get back to 500, 3 games under, again with that loss last night, 4.5 out of the wild card. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way to him, and Pierce will take it outside.
Yeah, it's taken such a long battle. 147 games, still 3 under. 2 months ago, of course, they were over. The 20th of August, about 6-7 games over.
3-ball, 2-strike count with 2 down. Ramirez delivers to him. That'll be popped up in the air to right. Souza. Long run. He was deep.
Wow.
He was going full tilt when he got there and put it away. And a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the second coming, game tied. win up to $50,000 instantly. Learn more at mdlottery.com/baseball. A number of Oriole fans on hand. Some of the Orioles from overall Florida and some rather close at hand around Tampa who have homes here, actually. So that's brought fans in to cheer for the O's. Chen back to work.
Not too far from spring training home down in Sarasota.
Loney, 4-game hit streak. He's been red hot at the plate. 4 for 7 in the series. Good numbers off Wei-Yin Chen. He is 7 for 21 with a home run lifetime against Chen. Or a home time life run. Either way. Chen with the delivery to him and a grounder. That's right off the end of the bat. 18 hopper to second base. Scope gets it, and there's one away. Now it's time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use O's Couch Cam. You might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Think that shirt ever gets washed? Oh, it's not the same guy? Oh, I thought it was the same guy we had in the first 2 games wearing that shirt. Not that it needs washing. Shirt of that quality and caliber.
No, yeah, right. Not that you can wash it either.
I didn't say that. That was Jim Power. That's J-I-M.
Well, no, it says dry clean only on mine. I don't know about yours.
No. And the pitch up by 4, a ball. Souza at the plate. Right field. 1 for 10. That's a home run lifetime off Chen. And he was going for another one right there.
Yeah, had to hit a home run since July 4th. Had the broken hand, so missed pretty much 5 weeks. Looked like he was at least on target to hit somewhere 20 to 25 home runs going into early July.
That one he'll swing on top of, and he's behind on the count. 1-2. Evan Longoria, as Drupal Cabrera, had the home runs in the last start Chen had against Tampa Bay. 5 runs, 9 hits, just 4 2/3 innings. On speed delivery, he'll foul it off. He's had some interesting starts against this ball club because he opened against them and had the shortest start since June of 2014. He lasted only 4 1/3 in the opening game for him, giving up 3 runs on 4 hits.
And that's the game where the Orioles got the 6-0 lead against Nathan Carnes, and Forsythe hit a home run, I think, about the 4th inning, and then Kevin Gausman swooped down out of the bullpen for his first major league win this year.
And then Chen had one of the starts here where the Orioles were the home team. And the pitch will be in the dirt. That's why these 2 teams, when tomorrow is completed, will have played 13 games here at the Trop. We told you that sets a mark that you got to go all the way back to the golden days of baseball. Last time 2 teams played that many in the Polo Grounds. Foul back into the screen, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
And Souza's done exactly what he's done the last couple of nights. You get ahead of him, make some pretty good pitches, breaking ball down and in, he fouls off, fastball down and away. Last 7 games getting almost on base 45% of the time.
And that time late, he was guessing something else, and he is gone.
Yeah, I asked Eric Sheldon, because that's about his 133rd strikeout. I said, how do you strike out that much? He said he takes a lot of, and he didn't do it this time, a lot of third strikes. And I think he said, trying to maybe overload up, thinking too much. Instead of tracking, as Scott Gould said, sometimes you got to use the whole field, track the ball, try to put it in play. 133 strikeouts and 330 at-bats is entirely too many.
Kevin Kiermaier up. Pitch will be taken inside. He's gone 4 for 10 with a home run off Wei-Yin Chen. Kiermaier up, 2 down, nobody on, and the ball game tied at 1-1. That one lifted the other way, which is where Pierce was playing. Good inning for Chen. So both pitchers give up a run in the first and retire the side in order in the second.
Yeah, obviously not where you want to be, and so why has that happened? Obviously, the number that jumps out to me, yeah, they haven't pitched as well, but it's not a horrendous road ERA, 3.65 last year. But look at the runs scored and why they hit so many more home runs at home, and on the road, park's a little bit bigger in most cases. And again, the Orioles score almost 47% of the runs via the home run.
Yep. That's tougher on the road,
which they did last year, except they had Markakis, had Nelson, Cruz,
and a healthy Hardy.
Yeah.
Well, is that
kind of hard, kind of healthy compared,
compared to now.
Yeah, hurt the back early, and this year was just a back injury last year. Only hit 9 home runs, but drove in a lot of runs, and much healthier this year when he dove for a ball in spring training and injured the front shoulder.
He is 1 for 8 off Ramirez. He will take the pitch. That had some big slider movement to it, and an 0-2 count. Hardy will be followed by Parra and Machado. JJ hitting in the number 9 spot in this ball game. 2-0-2 delivery to him, fouled off. Last night he got a hole in one.
Yeah, did he ever? You got a base on ball from Smiley. He hit Pierce in the foot, and then a long home run. JJ's remarking, haven't had that feeling lately. Felt good.
Hardy behind here 0-2. And fouled off the other way. When he came in the clubhouse today, all the reporters came over to his locker and he started smiling. He says, that one hit really doesn't deserve all this attention. Somebody said, yeah, but it was July 29 was the last one, and he smiled and said, okay. 0-2 the count. And a swing and a miss. Nasty pitch down.
What'd you say, 41% of the strikeouts on the changeup? Well, there it was. And the bottom dropped out. Yeah, again, it's so simple, and if you can command your pitches, and he's got a sinker, he's got a good changeup, and then you come to a new organization, and he pitched very poorly early on. Of course, he came right at the end of spring training. First start against Miami, 7 runs. Then Toronto, well, everybody gets up runs, gave up 9. And they said, let's take that curveball and let's throw your 2 best pitches. He's won 10 games for him.
Here is Parra, top of the order. He flied out his first time up. Orioles with some more concerning news today regarding Hunter Harvey. He has been shut down again. Never really got started, and he's going to go see Dr. James Andrews. So they're really concerned about that throwing shoulder. They had planned on him going to the Arizona Fall League this year. That obviously is not going to happen. He has pitched in only 2 parts of minor league seasons. That discomfort in the right elbow during instructional league play. And now, as Buck Showalter was asked, are you concerned? He said, yes, I am.
Well, anytime you get the forearm elbow injuries, it's kind of where that ulnar collateral ligament is, and that's the one they replace, and you have to have Tommy John. And nobody could see it. Here
and it's going to fall. How about that? Yeah. The catcher back, Maley, was looking up, had no idea where the ball was, and didn't have any help on that. By the time Schaefer got in, it was down. And there you are. That's a Trop pop-up. That was high.
Well, it's hard enough to see it because you don't get a real good angle sometimes as a catcher. You can always turn around and try to pick it up, and it's almost impossible if you don't see it. It's hard to track once it gets up into the roof.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Parra. And a swing and a foul ball. So with Hunter's problems ongoing, adds to the list of concerns for next year for pitchers. Dylan Bundy, there's no clear evidence on what he's going to be able to do or not do.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to throw because of a calcium deposit in his shoulder.
It's a pitcher the Orioles had hoped was going to be up here second half of this season. Not even close. 1-2 delivery on the way. Gets it by him.
Yeah, another changeup. And bottom just dropping out. You got the sinker with the fastball about 89, and this one's 82, 83. Boy, it's hard to read the arm on a good changeup. You think it's a fastball. You could see a little toe tap trying to stay back, and Parra couldn't do it. Yeah, the other thing is that when you have young pitchers, ideally, you want them to get their innings in. So not only can he pitch, he can't even get the experience you need to hopefully come to this level, because people, when he's healthy, they like his pitch mix. I mean all 3 of them.
Swing and a miss by Machado. Base hit, run scored first time up.
So the good news, I don't want people to start putting on the black arm makes. David Hess pitched against Reading for Bowie, who's now trying to win the championship. And I was reading the report from Alan Mills, and it was exactly what you want out of your minor league pitchers. Stevie Buckner calling that pitch. 92 to 94, good breaking ball, command with your fastball, great life on your changeup, aggressive, I like to read.
0-2 count on Machado. There are two down. Fans looking for a K in a 3 strikeout inning. He'll bring the 93 inside.
Yeah, that's a 4-seamer, so that's change the eye level. If you're thinking down and away, right around the chin.
He's got 116 strikeouts in 147 innings. 1-2. Machado got it back to left field, and that'll be Brandon Guyer there. We'll put it away. That's going to be 7-8 in a row that have been set down by Ramirez since the Orioles scored in the first inning. Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com and buy your local Mercedes dealership. That's what it looks like outside the Trop. Downtown St. Petersburg, Florida. On a beautiful summer day. Temperatures up there today above that 90-degree mark. Real summer weather. There's Wei-Yin Chen. He will work to the number 9 hitter Luke Mailey to start. The catcher. And Guyer at the top. 0 for 3 in the series. That'll go to short. Hello, Hardy. And makes the play. J.J. with a nice pick. Pitch in and out here in the third inning.
Yeah, the self-assessors go, boy, I've been a little bit fortunate here. So you go, not a very good pitch. Hit hard, but right at the 3-time Gold Glover. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Got to put that in the memory bank. Got to make a better pitch next time. Of course, that doesn't always mean you're going to get an out, but I want to get in the habit of throwing a lot of balls down the middle.
Here's Brandon Guyer. Guyer got out of his 0 for 17 with a base hit first inning. He would score on the double by Schaefer. Guyer in the leadoff spot in this ball game with a 7 for 20 off Wei-Yin Chen. Pitch outside. Not somebody who's seen a walk lately. He has not had a walk in his last 60 plate appearances going back to August 27th. He's got a 2-0 count and a swing and a miss. Pitch diving away, 2-1 from Chen. Tampa Bay Rays also trying to get to 500. They are 71 and 76 on the year. Breaking ball in the inside corner for a strike. Rays have got to put up some good numbers here in the home stretch. That one caught everybody.
Yeah.
It got Guyer and then it bounced off and hit Wieters. So a hit batter with one away. Yikes. 2 for 1 on that one.
You're off the right thigh, left arm, and that's not where you have any protection if you're Matt Wieters. Boy, he's banged up. At the hamstring, the wrist from the tag at first base and the backup. A lot of stuff going on.
So now runner at first, one down, and here is Schaefer. Goes after the first one. Manny Machado scoped the quick release, and there's the double play. Quick inning after all. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Pitchers in charge through the first 3. 1-1. Nothing today. Pineda had the no-run 4-hit 5 1/3 outing. Beltran and McCann both had homers. The Cubs beat the Cardinals 5-4. Bryant, what a year for the youngster. 2 for 3, a home run, 2 RBIs. Rondon, the pitcher, and Madden both were ejected. 9th inning throwing at a hitter. They've had a running battle verbally and on the field in that series. And the Angels, first of 2, beat the Twins 4-3 and 12. So no, Twins had a home run, 2 RBIs. Street is 37th save. In the wild card race, that is a very big doubleheader and a big series. The Twins and Angels locked up right now, off the pace for that second wild card spot by a couple of games, depending on what happens to Houston.
Yeah, and then what you want to have happen is Houston loses, they split, and the Orioles win. So at least feel like they're in the hunt.
Here is Chris Davis. And the pitch will be inside to him. Chris has got a couple off this Tampa Bay pitcher.
Yeah, again, I mean, so where he throws, just turned the game around on the 25th. It's grand slam. Ramirez actually coasted along, if you ever can do that, and then you can find out. I tell you, the body language shows the whole story. He knew the minute it was hit, and it's a big strike zone. Dale Scott trying to keep up with what Lance Barrett, with a huge strike zone on Thursday night. Well, I would imagine this should be a low-scoring game unless somebody gets into one.
Up the middle, Chris Davis delivers a single, so Davis is 2 for 2 in the ballgame. Came in with an 0 for 5 in the first 2 games. Orioles are going to return home to begin the final week of the regular season. 4-game set against the Jays starting Monday the 28th. Wednesday the 30th. All fans get the Miguel Gonzalez designed t-shirt. Final t-shirt giveaway. So join in. Go to Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRDS for tickets. Mariachi t-shirt from Miguel, the designer. And hopefully 2 starts for him in the remainder of the season if all goes well. Wave. Go ahead. Come on. There you go. That'll bring up Adam Jones, leadoff man on here in the 4th inning. Down to third base. 1 hopper. Schaefer. Forsythe. Loney.
Yeah, you got to trust your stuff, and unless you throw strike one, things like that don't happen. Just a little running fastball. Adam thinks he can get to it, and he doesn't. And then you get the 5 to 4 to 3, and it's hit so sharply, very easy to clear. Chris Davis trying to break it up.
So 2 down, nobody on. Clevenger, Orioles DH in the ball game, strikeout victim. Ramirez had a no-hitter going to the 8th Monday against the Yankees. Ended up allowing only 1 hit. Bullpen caved in, though, and the Yankees won the game. The Rays have lost each of his last 4 starts. He himself is 0-1 with a 4.3 ERA over that span. Pitch will be taken inside, close. Everybody wondered if it was going to be a strike. Clevenger froze, waiting to hear. Maley held the target. 1-1. Speed pitch. That one floats in. 78.
Yeah, you look at all the films, and you know Steve Clevenger can hit the breaking ball down and in. He had a grand slam on that pitch. Probably he's a pretty good high ball hitter for a left-hander.
And that one stroked to second and a base hit. Out of the reach of Forsythe into right field. Souza will get it back in. Second hit of the inning, but there are 2 down.
And he can use the middle of the field very well, which is why he hit over 300 at AAA Norfolk. Watch this changeup. It just stays up enough, and he doesn't overswing. It's exactly what Scott Coolbaugh talked about in your interview. So again, it's just a changeup. It stays up. Not a horrible mistake. But what you do is you get a home run hitter to the plate.
So the Orioles will have Jonathan Scope stand in with a runner on. Grounded out his first time up, 1 for 6. Lifetime off Ramirez. Pitch on the way to him, and a good heater inside around the hands at 91. 0-1 count on Scope. Jonathan, 324 against the Rays this year, has had a homer and a couple of RBIs. Career-wise, 2 home runs against Tampa, one of them here in this ballpark. 0-1 pitch to him in the dirt. Knee walking done right there to hang on to it by Maley.
Yeah, the one thing, and you look at Jonathan, yes, he's become a much better hitter. He uses more of the field. He makes more contact. And this is a little slider. He can hit the slider if you get it up in the zone. Tanaka can really pitch. 2 home runs he hit off him. Sliders up. That's what he hit off Cueto in the Sunday night game.
Pitch to him will be looped to center for a base hit. Kiermaier will get to it in a hurry and hold Clevenger. So the Orioles 3 runs and 3 hits in the inning, but a double play taking out the leadoff single by Davis, looming larger. 2 on, 2 down. Jonathan Scope, 12-game hit streak with that base hit. Now Matt Wieters. See if he can get the Orioles lead back. Grounded out his first time up. 0 for 5 in the series. First and second, 2 down. Wieters will take it for a strike. Ramirez, a significant difference working out of the stretch compared to the windup. When he's in the windup, the average against him is 191. When he's in the stretch, it's 101 points higher.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
292. 0-1 delivery on the way and a chopper. This is going to be tough, but he feels it himself. Little low throw handled by Loney. No runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. It is a 1-1 ball game. 5-game losing streak. They've been outscored 37-16. They're 4-12 in September. Their bullpen this month is the worst in the majors at 6-6. They are now 2.5 games back in the American League West behind the Rangers, tied for the biggest deficit they've had this year. They lost to Oakland 4-3 last night, playing again in Houston against Oakland tonight.
Yeah, and they got another series against the Rangers. And again, as we, at least having lived it, if you're playing well, you relish it. If not, you can fall even farther. But they are tied in any consolation. They are tied in the wild card. But I'm not sure. Sometimes you can get it going when you're going 4-12, especially with a young club and a tired bullpen.
They are one of the teams that, if they don't make it, it's a big gasp.
Well, it is, but it's still when you consider how far they've come to get to the point where they are. I mean, a team that, but it's certainly disappointing for their fans and the whole base and whatever. But they have a lot of good young players.
Well, not done yet. They've got baseball games left and a chance to get back into that top spot. Longoria, strikeout victim, his first time up. 1-ball, 1-strike delivery to Evan will be fouled the other way. Longoria has continued his struggles against the Orioles on the season, hitting only .220. As we said, he has had production, though, 5 homers and 9 RBIs. I guess he would be the quintessential example for those who want to say batting average doesn't matter anymore. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
And the home run against Chen, you mentioned Forsythe hits Chen well, and then Cabrera hit a home run. So this is a pretty big inning for Wayne.
And he'll be outside to him.
Yeah, he doesn't walk many people. I mean, extremely stingy, but again, sometimes you can be wild in the strike zone, and that's when you get hurt by Longoria.
See if he comes in here. 3-2 delivery on the way, and Longoria goes after it right down to third. Machado. High throw. Davis able to haul it in at first base.
Well, look at Wayne. Again, almost carbon copies other than the wins. The ERA actually better. They don't get him as many runs. They got him 5.6 this year. It's 4.5. Again, doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. More home runs this year, and look at the run support. So that sometimes makes a difference. Pitched well early on, 1-4. He's won 5 out of his last 6 decisions because he's pitching better and they're scoring more.
Pitch is there for a strike. Weigh in with that 5-1 mark in his last 6. Orioles have averaged 6.9 runs a game in his last 10 outings. Logan Forsythe grounded out his first time up, grounds out his second time up if Manny can make the long throw. No, he's safe. Good speed of Forsythe, long throw for Machado, and it's an infield single.
Yeah, that's a little bit on Manny because I think he took a little bit too much time. He's got such great range because most third basemen just might have been by you for a double. But he takes probably an extra step, and that pays because Forsythe, so he catches it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your time. Got to make a strong throw, which he does. Meanwhile, Logan Forsythe smelling a base hit.
And he was charging to get it and did. So the Rays get a runner on. That'll be their 3rd hit of the ball game. The other 2 were the first 2 batters, Geyer and Schaefer, back in the first inning. Only other runner since then was a hit batter. Forsythe on at first, swing and a miss. Strikeout victim, first time up, Cabrera. Asdrubal Cabrera to be followed by Loney. Cabrera against the Orioles. He too just a 122 batting average this year, which is way below his career mark of 271.
Well, the alarm clock right about the end of July went off. 338 since then. A lot of RBIs, 24 of them.
That ball in the air, not deep, left center, Bermuda Triangle. Hardy back, gets there in time to put it away. And Forsythe will head back to the bag. The O's will close out the regular season fan appreciation weekend starting against the Yankees October 2. Big events, fireworks presented by Johns Hopkins Medicine Friday. Orioles knit bomber hats Saturday. First 20,000 15 and over. Steve Pierce Fans Choice bobblehead Sunday from AT&T. First 25,000 fans 15 and over. Get your tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. It's one of the few times the sun makes any kind of an appearance inside the Trop. A little opening, and it peers through and ends up out there on the center field wall right there. See where it comes in? It's right in the batter's eye. It's dead center field.
Tinkerbell's here. Like going around the room. Come on.
When you wish.
Wayne's wishing for an out here.
Loney with the 0-1 count. Pitch will be taken away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, big strike zone by Dale Scott, but you can see him. He'll move with a catcher. He's going to be in the inside shoulder. So when you do throw it away from the target, it's a long way. So he's already set in right in that slot. So if Matt moves in, he moves in with him, and then try to get down. There you go.
At the strike of the knees. Scott's history has been a hitter's umpire. He has been up near the top in having a strike zone that his favorite hitters, not pitchers. So far in this ball game, not true.
Oh, he's afraid that Sister Hazel's going to start early and he'll still be here, so he's trying to get out of here.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back. There is a concert after the game for those of you wondering what Sister Hazel will be performing here at the Trop. After the game, they have a summer series of concerts on given Saturday nights.
See, I just make inane statements and you clear them up.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I do.
1-2, 2 down. Yeah, but your mother liked you more than she liked me. 1-2 count, 2 away.
My mom didn't know you. Might have been a.
That's why.
Might have been a tie.
What was the song by Sister Hazel? What's the title of that thing? Only All for You. All for You. I looked it up on YouTube. See if I could remember the song. I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember the song, but I would never have known it without looking it up. Sister Hazel is a local group.
Well, the
Florida
Gainesville.
band.
Yeah, Gainesville.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gator fans if you come from Gainesville. Yeah,
2 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down.
I don't know their music, but they've had like 8 albums. And then Ken Block, who's one of the guys, he's actually threw out the first pitch.
Yes.
Yeah, nice toss.
He did a very nice toss. Member of Sister Hazel.
He was in tune with home plate. It's good.
2-2 count, 2 down. Runner off first base, Chen's delivery. And that one is deep down the line. And foul!
Wow.
By that much. First base umpire C.B. Buckner on the line. Hands on knees, following the ball.
Well, and we're going to see the end of it. It just hooks enough. Boy, from here, looked like it may stay fair. James Loney, 3 hits opening night here. One of them a double. He just short-stroked it. You know, Derek Shelton, their hitting instructor, says, a lot of times, and I think Loney already knows this, you don't have to swing hard when the pitcher's supplying 93 or 94. So get it out of that zone if you're weighing Chen.
2-2 delivery will be fouled the other way. Okay, now see, the things we do before a game preparation to get ready. Because Sister Hazel was performing tonight, it led to the inevitable question. There was a maid named Hazel on a TV show. What was that television show?
Hazel.
And we went around and around trying to figure that out.
Well, it's probably like Who Was Buried in Grant's Tomb.
Yeah, it was.
It was Hazel.
It was Hazel.
Yeah.
The name of the show was Hazel. We guessed everything from Andy Griffith to the Brady Bunch. We were all over the place. Somebody that Father Knows Best was in there, and no, it wasn't any of them. And just avoid the obvious.
It was back, 61 to 66, somewhere in there?
Shirley Booth, who was an Academy Award winner, was the star of that show. And it was simply called Hazel, and she was a maid, but she was the star. And those are the intriguing things that happen when you come to the ballpark.
Well, that and this is our 3rd out of 4 days, so you get tropitis down here. If you're at the trop too long, it's
orange juice in the brain. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Long at bat, runner goes. Ball will rebound back out to Chen. Matt took a pretty good shot. Forsythe goes down to second base.
Yeah, just bounced a breaking ball. I mean, way out in front. And take a look right here. I mean, that gets his foot, I think. Ball bounced so and then just stayed down. You would think if it bounces that far, it's coming up, especially if it has spin.
Matt giving a September nod of the head like.
Well, I asked him, I said, how you feeling? He goes, nothing that I can't overcome. Right to the front of the plate. That's why it went the way it did. He said, nothing I can't overcome in the offseason.
Runner at second base now. Ground ball will go to Jonathan Scope. So Chen will win the battle and record the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Base runner left on. 1-1 game. Draft spot next year. Phillies, they're the worst record in the majors right now, and a loss today would give the Phillies their 8th losing streak of 5+ games. The Atlanta Braves have scored just 48 runs this month. That is the worst in the major leagues. By the way, no other team has had more than 5 such streaks. Phillies going for 8, and somebody gets a #1 pick, and they're battling for it.
Yeah. Well, the Phillies, 13th in runs, 14th in pitching, 13th out of the 15 teams in most errors. Rebooting. Andy McPhail on to save the day, hopefully. It may take a while. He's got to rebuild.
Yep.
Got a lot of good young players in Nicole Hamels trade, 6 of them.
1-0 pitch taken outside. Suzo, if anybody can rebuild, Andy's been there before and knows how to get that done. 2-0 count on Pierce. Pierce, Kiermaier, Maile. On deck the next inning, bottom third. So the Orioles would like to put something up here. You get a quick next inning and get the ball game momentum rolling in your favor. Pierce flied out his first time up. It'll be followed by Hardy and Parra.
And not a lot of mistakes. The one to Chris Davis down and in. He whacked it for a double.
That one to short. Playing deep, Cabrera.
Yeah, there's your shift.
Not receiving MASN mobile alerts. Due to new regulations, some Orioles fans have stopped receiving mobile text alerts from MASN. To rejoin and receive in-game updates, team news, and exclusive prizes, just text the word Orioles to 29292. Well, you put some of these giveaways together, and this is what you get: a hat with a
I'm hoping that last weekend in Baltimore that somebody will come full attire. I mean,
every giveaway?
No, everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to take a picture. I mean, you gotta have the gnome, gotta have the hat, gotta have the scarf, gotta have the sweatshirt,
Hawaiian shirt.
You gotta have a little purse or whatever that was. I don't know what they call it, but I have one. That's all that matters. I have it, and
okay.
You don't.
And I don't.
No.
So there you go.
And nor do you want it.
I can't come fully
No,
dressed.
just the full gear. And fall will be upon us, so maybe it'll be appropriate wear. You never know. A couple of night games.
That ball lined, and that'll be a base hit. So Hardy is on as he picks up a 1-out single here in the 5th inning. And the Orioles get a runner on. They've come few and far between in the ball game. RBI first inning, ground out by Jones to bring Manny Machado home, and that's the Orioles run. RBI double. Schaefer, second batter up in the ball game for the Rays.
So JJ kind of sets the role as table setter. Ninth place hitter. He gets on for Parra, who hadn't any home runs lately, but hit 5 for the Orioles. 4 of them in Camden Yards, 1 on the road. That was out at Anaheim.
So Parra with 1 away, infield double play depth, third base playing in. Schaefer taking the bunt away. Grounded foul outside of first base.
Now, it's funny when you talk to position players, and we always talk about base hits, walks, etc. They're well aware of a runner on base, what it does, it opens holes. So now maybe Loney, he'll come up a little bit because JJ's not going to be running, and they want to take away the hole, but the hole exists. It's here. So a routine ground ball is not routine if you happen to get a pitch to pull. And of course, what does Ramirez want to do? He wants to throw the ball on the outside quarter of the plate, and if you try to do that, maybe you get a double play ball.
Now the ball on the field here. Wayne Kirby went over and got it, handed it to a young fan. Forever. Now 0-1 count. Parra waiting on it. Ramirez delivers to him, and a swing and a miss on that one.
Yeah, the slider's been good. As we mentioned, shelled the curveball, high average over 300. Slider down lower.
Slider at times has traveled cross country. It's had so much movement on it. Parra hitting .231 with the Orioles, 5 homers, 14 RBIs, 14 total home runs on the season. 0-2 delivery on the way to him, and that'll be a ground ball. Only play is going to be at first. Good recovery by Forsythe. Runner advances, but 2 outs.
Yeah, nice play. Had to go a long way. Now you could see what Parra is trying to do, and I'm not sure you could have created that first and third because Souza throws well, charges the ball well, but you do get a runner in scoring position.
Manny Machado, a base hit, run scored, and he is flied out to left field. Manny back on top as the leading run scorer for the Orioles. Chris Davis had moved ahead of him for a couple of days. Manny's back up there, though.
Well, he just missed a home run on that slider the first time, and that's why you see maybe that's a changeup. Even though it was up, he swung through it.
Manny is 6th in the league in runs, continues to be 7th in hits, multi-hit games. He is 8th. RBI opportunity right here. Pitch on the way to him, check swing, and it's fouled off.
Oh, there you go. And wins above replacement this season. That's on the Orioles, 5.9. It's kind of getting up to where you're going to be among the lead leaguers. And that'll probably be what? Trout. Yeah, so he's 4th in the AL. What do we got? Trout, Donaldson, and Kane. Yeah. Lorenzo Kane, who's having a tremendous year for the Royals.
0-2 count on Machado. Game tied at 1. Runner off second base. Manny will take it down low. Stopped. Maley going down again to block that. Boy, we've seen in this series when Maley's been behind the plate why he has been touted as the #1 defensive catcher in the organization. He really is tough behind the plate. He plays it extremely well. Great movement. Always gets the body in front of pitchers, seemingly no matter how far outside it is, or inside for that matter. He moves the whole body after. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that one will miss.
And the other thing is, he waits as long as you can. I was talking to Steve Clevenger, and up in Toronto, Tillman was pitching. He didn't really get the target up. He said they told him to move late. Well, you can move late, but you still have to present the pitcher with a open glove. And that's watch Maley do this. Now, he's going to wait as long because he doesn't want Manny to be able to look back. So now he's going to move, and there's the target.
And fouled off.
Otherwise, you're just throwing to like a 17, 20-inch void. That's plate 17 inches, edge of the ball, and right here. This is a guy out of AAA. Talking to, I'm not a veteran, but Ramirez, third year in the big leagues. What do we want to do?
Machado's 303 with runners in scoring position this year, one of the leaders on the Orioles, above that 300 mark. He's got a runner at second base. 2-2 delivery on the way to him, and that's going to go to second with spin. Forsythe, the long throw, and he will record the out. No runs on one hit, no errors, one left on base. Pitcher's in charge, 1-1. Nobody gets there anymore. 14 active pitchers. 14 have won 20 games at one point or another. Only 29 out of 2,492 pitchers who have debuted since '95 have had a 20-win season. Will there be one this year? Probably. Jake Arrieta, a real good chance. Same is true for Madison Bumgarner and Zach Greinke. And Hernandez and Dallas Keuchel have an opportunity, although that won't be easy. 20-game winners. We'll see.
Harder to do. Don't pitch as many innings. You talked about early on. Bullpen such an important part. And the other factor is if you're trying to win 20 games on a team that is at least headed for the postseason, I want to make sure you're fresh in October.
You don't get as many starts.
Yeah, or they back you down. You maybe pitch 5 innings instead of 6 or 7. I mean, Greinke's certainly in that number. Arrieta's been dominating. Baumgartner beat anybody. Last year's World Series hero.
Souza at the plate. Scope. And the pitcher's getting the outs. He is 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Register now for the Longevity Foundation's Breathe Deep Baltimore 5K Walk, raising funds and awareness for lung cancer in memory of the late O's Public Relations Director, Monica Pence Barlow. It'll be on Saturday, October 3. Proceeds benefit the nonprofit efforts to provide research grants and community support to those suffering with lung cancer. To register or to get more information, go to Orioles.com/longevity. One down, 5th inning. Kiermaier flied out first time up and will take the pitch inside for a ball. Both pitchers working pretty efficiently here in the ball game. That one is going to miss as well. 61 pitches thrown by Wei-Yin Chen. Kiermaier, 248 off lefties. We'll go after that one the other way, foul.
Well, you mentioned that home run and did hit it off Wei-Yin Chen last year. And I mean, he hit a bomb right center field in Baltimore. Of course, he's more about doubles and triples. The only major league player with 20 plus doubles or 10 or more triples. He can run. And this is a huge part.
And he will get that one in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Kiermaier to be followed by number 9 hitter, the catcher Mahle. Ground ball to short. Hardy. Kiermaier can fly. Hardy got him.
No such thing as a routine ball when he hits a bouncer.
Luke Mahle coming up, 2 down, nobody on. Tomorrow, back with you to wrap up this season's series, as the Orioles will have Kevin Gausman going against Jake Odorizzi. Odorizzi is 8-8. Gausman at 3-6 on the year. Then the Orioles will head up for 3 games in Washington. Luke Maile 0-1, and the pitch taken down low for a ball.
Yeah, you need good pitching, and Wei and Chen's been able to do that through 4 2/3. Odorizzi's 2-0 against the Orioles this year. Ramirez is 2-0. They've roughed up Ramirez a little more than they have Odorizzi. Come a long way in 1 year, getting a chance to start here in Tampa Bay. Come over the James Shields trade from Kansas City.
2-ball, 1-strike count on Maile. Nobody on. Chen's delivery will be on the inside corner for a strike, and it'll go to 2-2. Orioles with a chance to take the 2nd consecutive season series. If they can get the win in this ball game, would be their 10th. And a swing and a foul tip held on to. Chen picks up his 4th strikeout. He retires the side in order, and the Orioles remain tied 1-1. Chiefs and Maryland State Firemen's Associations. Email mdfirevolunteer@gmail.com to volunteer with the local fire rescue and EMS. Great day to be out on the water, looking back towards St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay. And Oriole fans in a 1-1 ball game hanging in here at the Trop as the 2 pitchers have dominated the ball game so far. 4 left on by the Orioles, 2 by the Rays. 1 6-0 for the O's, 1 3-0 for the Rays.
It's almost like Erasmo Ramirez said, I really have to face this guy.
Chris Davis, a double and a single so far off Ramirez. Now 5 for 16 lifetime. And lifts that one into the corner. That's going to take a hop off the wall. He'll head for second base. Throw not nearly in time. A stand-up double to start the inning.
Yeah, he keeps throwing balls, and of course, and I went through this, when a guy wears you out, you always get good pitch to hit. Targets on the corner, balls down and in, very much like the double. And it gets down into the corner in a hurry, and then a little pinball effect. And Chris Davis just puts the head down and lead off double.
So the Orioles again a chance to get the lead. That's their 7th hit of the ball game. And a Chris and Adam fan right there, and that's how they're batting in the lineup. Davis and Jones. Chris on at second base. Adam Jones, RBI and a ground ball out first inning. Hit into a double play last time up. Bunting down the line. This one is going to go foul and played there by Schaefer.
Well, there you go. RBIs in a month, and this month Chris Davis and Adam Jones. Chris has done it with 7 home runs. Adam had a couple of 3-run home runs over the last weekend at Baltimore, and then 2 of the other hotter hitters, Ortiz, who's red hot, And how about the A's? Danny Valencia and Billy Butler finally, after coming over from Kansas City. And of course, we all know about Dan Valencia. It was with Toronto, went to the A's a couple years ago with the Orioles.
Putting a hurt on and a chance to do damage by a ball club way out of it for Valencia and company. Adam Jones. He'll go the other way, and he's got a base hit. That'll get a run in. Souza over to get it, throw to second. Jones, the base hit, and the Orioles have a 2-1 lead.
Well, you know, Scott Coolbaugh did the interview, and he said sometimes you got to stay inside the ball, use the whole field, and Adam did that. You know, he's trying to get him over and in. He got the bonus. I mean, he stays way back. I mean, inside out. We don't see that a whole lot. He's around balls a lot, trying to hit home runs. But, boy, this is the 350 stroke for Adam Jones. And it's very productive. And in that case, I almost thought he was going to get a double. But maybe that's why they play so deep here, as soon as they're able to cut it off.
There is Scott Coolbaugh. 2 RBIs in the game for Adam Jones. He's put him across. He's on at first base. Still nobody out. Clevenger has had a base hit, and he is struck out. Adam now up to 82 runs batted in on the season.
Yeah, the pitch count very low. I mean, the 6th inning, only 71. 52 strikes, 19.
That's going to be to right field. It'll stay up. Caught. Souza looks the runner back. Clevenger is retired, and that's the first out of the inning. Help Maryland Governor Larry Hogan and the Orioles in their fight against pediatric cancer and save 50% on tickets to each upcoming game of the Jays. Go to Orioles.com/charity. Help raise funds and make a difference in the fight against childhood cancer. Again, go to Orioles.com/charity. Orioles now with 8 hits in the ball game. Jones back at first. Jonathan Scopes got one of them. He had a single and now has a career high 12-game hit streak going. Orioles first hit with a runner in scoring position, the one by Jones. They are 1 for 4. Down to third hard, chance for 2. There's one, relay over, nice double play. Schaefer to Forsythe Deloney. The Orioles have run 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Even in the innings when they score, they go quick. The 4-game series, Kevin Gausman on the mound, Jake Odorizzi on the other side. Our coverage on Masson 2, 12:30 O's Extra, presented by Jeep. Game coverage will be at 1. All the access you need right here on Masson.
So we have 2 good young starters. Odorizzi, I mean, the control artist, he's really pitched well. Kevin Gausman won his, the game against the Red Sox, outstanding performance. So, and having a chance to finish out the season. It should be a nice pitching matchup. Both of them throw a lot of strikes.
Brandon Geyer will lead it off, the leadoff batter. He singled scored in the first inning. RBI double by Schaefer. The lone run for the Rays. Hit by a pitch, taken out on a double play his last time up. Chen up high with it. Chen has not walked anybody. He has struck out 4, given up just the 1 run on 3 hits in the game. 2 of those hits, the very first 2 batters he faced in the game. And then in the 4th inning, a Forsythe 1-out single. And a swing and a miss on that one. Tampa Bay team's done really well coming in against the left-handed starters. They are 26-18. Win percentage-wise, they are right up top of the American League against lefties. Pitch away, falls behind him 3-1. One of the few 3-ball counts Chen has had in the game.
Yeah, and you know he's not going to walk anybody, so he will sit on the fastball. We don't know if he's going to get it. And he maybe chases a shade out of the zone, but certainly a ball that you're looking to drive somewhere.
So Wayan brings the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chen coming off the win against KC. 2 runs, 6 hits over 7. Chance to pick up win number 10. And he blazes that one by him and kept it away.
Yeah, you tried to read the bat when a guy's late on your fastball 3-1. You figure you could throw him another one, and then when you do, a lot of late life, great location, right on the corner. Nissan pitch track. So Geyer gets tracked right on the corner.
That'll bring Richie Schaefer to the plate. He has doubled in that run, hit into a double play. Schaefer, 1 down, nobody on. Out of Farmington, New Jersey, now lives in North Carolina. Pitch will be taken for a ball.
Yeah, he's a big kid. I met him today at the cage, but he was their minor league hitter of the year. I mean, he hit 26 home runs, AA, AAA. But he actually made a couple of nice plays today. Turned a double play like it was routine.
It's only his 4th pro season, and will take the pitch inside. 24 years old. Will not be 25 until next spring.
But tall and a big swing. They probably will have to shorten that at this level.
2-0 delivery to him, and that is in there for a strike at the knees. So Chen comes back, gets a 2-1. Wayan working very quickly in this ball game. 2-1 delivery, and there's another one that'll hit the corner for a strike.
Now, you talked about the low amount of walks. I mean, you got to go back all the way to the 3rd game of the year, 5, and then all the way into the end of July on the 31st, 4. Other than that, two or less. Strike throwing machine.
2-2 delivery, and he got him. So he fell behind early, came back, gets strikeout number 6. 2 in the inning.
Well, Dave Wallace always talks about and the first time I ever saw him was, hey, boy, the ball jumps out of his hand. And Dave always says that he just has the ability to backspin the ball. Again, even sometimes when he's in the middle of the plate, you think it's going to stay on a plane, and it doesn't. There is Dave Wallace on the left.
And the pitch outside for a ball. Evan Longoria. Longoria has struck out, grounded out, 0 for 10 in the series, 0 for his last 16. 1-0 delivery on the way down to 3rd. That'll take care of that. Into the bullpen area. Over to get it is Pierce. Longoria goes into second base. 2-out double.
Yeah, he's looking for that 20th home run. Nobody on this team has done that. That'll be the 7th year he did it. In fact, we got a note today. There's 5 teams, raised one of them, that don't have anybody that hit 20 home runs. The A's, the Indians, the Braves, and the Giants.
He represents the potential tying run.
I'm not sure if it's a slider, whatever it was, it stays up. And as we saw the first time up, and he just missed a home run, he could get the bat head through the zone pretty quickly. Really good high ball hitter.
Logan Forsythe with a runner at second base. Rays 0 for 4, runners in scoring position. They went 0 for 3 in the first inning. That one is off the fist, popped up. Davis at first base, and a quick out recorded to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. And we're still the Orioles up by 1. 18-5 last 23. Team ERA outstanding during that span. They're going to win the West National League. Pirates 4-game losing streak have scored only 11 runs during that streak. They are still the #1 wild card team, but all of a sudden only a game ahead in that first spot. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, close to being eliminated, could be today. Their number is 1. They have not reached the postseason since 2011.
Yeah, the Cubs and the Pirates, they're vying for home field advantage. It's going to be probably Arrieta? Arrieta and Lester. Arrieta and Cole will probably be the starters in that first wild card game.
Will be something if that happens.
I know Theo Epstein, who's the Vice President of Baseball Operations, said he'd love to see 2 out of 3.
No, it's too many games.
It is a lot of games. So.
And that makes the division even less. The whole idea of the 2 wild card was to make winning the division more important. It becomes less important again if you have it 2 out of 3, I think. And then we'll be playing in December. So it's a 1-1 strike count on Waiters. Matt swings and misses 1-2.
Then we'll go to the neutral site.
Yeah,
a domed neutral site.
That's going to happen. 2 up in the bullpen. I'm convinced sooner than later the World Series will be played at a neutral site, just like the Super Bowl, where the weather's guaranteed or you're inside. Here's the 1-2 delivery, reaching in a little line drive to first. Loney guarding the line right at him.
Yeah, you try to stay back, which he does, and then he just flicks it, and then he hits it right at James Loney. Yeah, of course, didn't he play it was it last year at the Meadowlands? It's not really a controlled environment in beginning of February, but they have played one of the last 2 years it was played in a cold weather site.
It's okay for football. Not sure it's good for baseball.
No. I'll tell you, the 79 World Series the coldest 5 consecutive games I've either pitched in or sat in. And the last 2 were balmy.
Take it outside.
And that's only October weather.
Yeah. Well, the great series I did the Cleveland Marlins. I mean, it was like going from the North Pole to southern Florida, which is exactly where you were going, and the weather felt the same way.
The 97 playoff?
It was, that's going to be Pierce, and he's got another base hit into left field. 1 for 3 in the ball game. 3 hits, though, in this series, and the Orioles, 7th inning, 1 down and 1 on. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Still unclear to me whether he realizes that gnome is on his hat. The lady behind him keeps acting as though he doesn't know. She keeps laughing.
Well, maybe later on tonight he won't know whether the gnome is on his hat or not, but I think he knows that.
Okay.
It's early. Early game here. Well, Steve Pierce, you talked about, an hour from Lakeland. 7 home runs here. Code word. Scott Coolbuzz, he's walking up to the plate. Lakeland.
You got a lot of friends here.
And a line drive. It's just unbelievable.
Already a base hit, and he is struck out. And a check swing on that one. He went around the home plate umpire, Dale Scott, with a call. 2-1 ball game. Orioles on top. 7th inning. Another tight one. Typical game when you play the Rays. Last night was not typical. 8-6 Tampa Bay win in that ball game. A real offensive explosion for the Rays, and a good night offensively for the Orioles. 0-2 count. Ramirez's pitch will be fouled away. So the bullpen is ready to go. We were talking about the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, which they don't, the wild card would be the Astros at the Yankees. Then the wild card would play the Royals, and the Rangers would play at Toronto. The National League would have the Cubs at the Pirates for the wild card. The wild card would play the Cardinals, and the Mets would play at L.A. against the Dodgers. 0-2 delivery on the way down to third, and that will be fouled.
Well, Toronto's a great home team. They're 500 on the road. Kansas City's 4 over, another great home team. So that home field, whoever has the most wins in the American League, when you get into that championship series, if those 2 teams win, it's a
big difference.
Yeah.
Kansas City ballpark, of course, so big and expansive. Team built to play there. 0-2 delivery again. Hardy takes it, and he's gone.
A lot of low strikes, but I'll tell you what, Dale Scott has been consistent. You know, if it's around the knees, maybe a shade lower, it's going to be called, and Ramirez taking advantage of it. Right there, and again, just look at the way this rookie catcher presents the ball. You catch it out front, goes out and gets it, doesn't wait for travel, and presents it to the umpire.
And there are 2 down. Pierce remains on at first base, and that'll bring Parra up. He is 0 for 3. Fly ball, ground ball, strikeout. 2 down, 7th inning. Orioles with a 2-1 lead, and that will be fouled off at the plate.
Another little meeting. Yeah, this type of game, whether you're Wei and Chen or you're Erasmo Ramirez, you just can't relax. You're down by a run. A little reminder, hey, because in this ballpark, you hit a ball up the gap, and Pierce is not a great runner, but he's got, maybe average or a shade below it. You're going to score. And runs are very, very hard to get here.
0-1 the count. Ramirez has gone the distance in the ball game, still at just 85 pitches thrown. He has certainly been effective. The Orioles have been able to pick up that one big hit they needed to get that run in. Adam Jones with the 2 RBIs. Pops that one up third base. Schaefer. And he's got it. 7th inning stretch time here at the Trop. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Orioles 2, the Rays 1.
The Rays, Richie Schaefer, minor league player of the year, doubles in Geyer, who had singled, and then the Orioles come back. Double by Davis. Nice inside swing by Adam Jones. Wei Chen to this point through 6 has been outstanding. 6 strikeouts, hadn't walked anybody, and only the first inning run. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Wei Chen stays at it. No walks, 6 strikeouts in the ball game. Only 4 hits off him and 1 run. Bottom half of the 7th inning. And Cabrera will take the pitch down low. Cabrera's 0 for 2. He has struck out, popped out. Chen with that 3.12 ERA in this ballpark. The 2-2 record in games he has pitched here. 1-0 delivery. Cabrera will swing it one away. He has gotten these Rays hitters to go after that pitch that's out of the strike zone because it looks so good coming in and ends up off the plate.
Yeah, that late life and the movement and the fact that, again, hard to read. He's so smooth.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Left-hander's delivery will go to left. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So the leadoff man on here in the 7th inning, Cabrera.
Yeah, obviously he didn't get the memo that of all his pitches, the one that gets hit the most as we look at our in-game box score, and there you can see the early run. Geyer singles, Schaefer doubles him, but the changeup hit well over 300, and that's what Cabrera got to hit here in the 7th.
Only the second time the leadoff man's been on. Last time was the first inning when they scored their run. Loney is 0 for 2. He has grounded out to second base twice. 7 for 23 against Chen. Infield is set for 2. And that's going to be a base hit into left field. And as soon as that ball hit, the bullpen started walking around.
Yeah, pitch count not that high at 87, but again, a changeup that stayed up, and then Loney does what Loney does. That's what he did on Thursday night when he got 3 hits. Line drives everywhere. Now the ball's in the middle of the plate. He doesn't try to overswing, slices it into left. Wayne's not happy. Gonna have to do a little pitching now.
So now first and second base. Chen has averaged 6 1/3 innings as a starter this year. This is start number 29. 2 on here in the 7th inning. Souza, he has struck out and grounded out. Rays down by 1, now have 6 hits in the ball game. Delivery to him. Souza will foul that one back. Souza's hit only 141 with runners in scoring position. There's Brad Brock starting to warm up.
Yeah, and the other thing of the strikeouts, I mean, 131 and 330 at bats coming in.
0-1 delivery to him will be inside. Tampa Bay 0 for 4 in these situations. Not many chances. 3 runners left on. All 3 have been in scoring position. There is Colomé, and the Orioles blasted the other night for that big comeback win in the 8th inning. 1-1 delivery by Chen, and that's inside as well. A 2-ball 1-strike count.
Yeah, Colomé, if he would pitch tonight, will have pitched 5 out of the last 7 days.
What happened to all those call-ups?
Well, they're there. Gomes came in and pitched last night. Gultz briefly.
Pitch on the way to him, and that ball is going to be popped up to right field. Parra, he's got it. Runners will stay right where they are, and there is a big out. The most popular way to follow the Orioles baseball all year long is with MLB.com at bat, #1 app for live baseball. You get StatCasts, live radio broadcasts, highlights, replay reviews, and more. MLB.com at bat app now. Leader's out to have a word with him.
So Kiermaier will come to the plate again with his 22 doubles and 12 triples. You know,
Kiermaier,
if he was hitting one spot up, he might have won it because of his speed. I mean, there is no Ruth thing, as we mentioned, when he hits a ground ball, but even when he bunts a ball.
298 with runners in scoring position. Of the regulars, the best number. Kiermaier 2 on. Goes after it, fouls it off down the line. He has flied out, grounded out in this game. Like the Orioles, Tampa Bay trying to get to 500. They got to win 10 of their last 15 to avoid having their second consecutive losing season. 0-1 count, 1 down. And a big rip on 1 up.
Yeah, getting a little anxious and chasing out of the zone. It's certainly normal for a limited service player. They call guys in their 2nd or 3rd years. And now Wayne's got to make a pitch. Certainly capable of doing that. See, Weeder said if you're going to throw it, get it down.
0-2 will be down.
Yeah, a little slider.
Lead runners, Cabrera at second base, Loney on at first. Orioles turn to the double play in the 3rd inning. 1 on. I'd like to do that again right here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, you got Maile on deck, so you wonder if he's able to get Kiermaier out. They'll probably pinch hit. At least they certainly with all the catchers.
1-2 foul tipped. Ouch. Home plate umpire Dale Scott got that one. The I'm all right to Wieters.
Yeah, a little slider again, back-to-back sliders, this time a good one. somewhere in the groin area. That's going to hurt.
So Scott back behind the plate. And Kiermaier back at it. 2 on, 1 out. Chen with a 1-2 delivery. Kiermaier takes it. Would not go after that one.
Yeah, up and in, that's probably a strikeout pitch. And again, you know, it's one of those things where you get that 1 and 2 count, which is a pitcher's count. You want to make a ball that's closer than that as a strike, but you don't want to leave it over the middle of the plate. And he didn't.
Delivered to Kiermaier again, and that's going to be caught by Hardy. The runners go back, but J.J. Hardy, a huge defensive play here in the 7th inning.
Well, 3-time Gold Glover, and he certainly spun the gold there because this is a bullet. I don't believe it's going to score a run because you got to hold your position as a base runner. But that's a real nice play for the second out. And he can't believe it. I mean, quality at bats, all you can do as a hitter is put a good swing on it, and then the leather gets you.
So now there are 2 down. Butler will be the pinch hitter for Mahle. First 2 on, and they are still there with 2 away. And Joey Butler, there are the numbers on the year for Butler.
Yeah, had a nice year. He's hit very well against the Orioles. 3 doubles, a home run, over 300.
He's hitting 143 in September. Being asked to get a base hit here and at least get the ball game tied up. Chen with 2 down. Chance to get out of the inning after back-to-back singles by Cabrera and Loney started the 7th inning. 1-0 pitch to him, fouled away, evens it up, 1 ball and 1 strike on Butler. Best chance the Rays have had since the 1st inning. Try and push a run across and get the lead back. The Orioles took the lead 6th inning, and Adam Jones base hit after Chris Davis had doubled. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Butler. Ooh.
Yeah, see, that's a great pitch, Gary. You know, he's one of these young hitters. He likes the ball out over the plate. Came up 338. Then he went into a slump, hit about 140. Likes to get the ball away. Where do they go? Inside corner. Well, now you get ahead of him. Pitchers count. Don't have to throw him a strike. That would be a quality pitch at this point.
And there it is. What a job done by Chen. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. Aided by this off Kiermaier's bat and the play by J.J. Hardy. 7 complete. There's so much to see and do in the beaches and islands of Sarasota and Florida's Gulf Coast. Go beyond the stadium, Siesta Beach. Named winner of the 15 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice Awards for beaches. Plan now. Go to visitsarasota.org. Orioles have the 2-1 lead, and the starter is gone.
Yeah, he really pitches well. Again, in the early run, and then the single to Adam Jones after the double by Chris Davis. So, again, good job, but just not good enough because the Chen, our AT&T call, goes to the bullpen. A&T, proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Andrew Bellotti comes in up and down 4 times. So a guy that, low 90s, got the breaking balls, got a good changeup, has pitched well. Cole Holtz hit a 3-run home run off him, so not a lot of runs given up.
And a swing and a miss as we go to the 8th inning.
Yeah, fly ball pitcher, but obviously it doesn't matter if you're right-hander or left-hander. He's been able to hold you under 200 and not a lot of home runs.
Bellotti works here in the 8th. Real good ball game, 2-1. Orioles on top. And that one will be fouled back in by Manny Machado. Base hit scored in the 1st inning. Ground ball out by Jones, brought him home. 1 for 3 in the ball game. Aaron O'Day getting ready in the bullpen. Bellotti called recall for AAA Durham September 8th. 4th time he's been up. Youngest player on their roster, 24 years old. Pitch on the way, and that ball in the air to right field. Souza back at the wall, up, and he's got it. Manny Machado retired, 1 away. As promised earlier in the game, we've selected the Data Strong photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to O's Couch Cam. You might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Big day for Chris Davis. He's had 2 doubles and a single. He has scored a run. Shift on against him with nobody on and 1 down here in the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, 2 into the corner, or at least to right field. Again, they keep throwing them down and in. Ground ball up the middle, 1 to right center, 1 to the corner. Sousa's getting ready to go right or left. Right fielder.
Fan's been there the whole game. Chris Nadam. His 35th multi-hit game, 6th game in which he's had 3 hits. He has not had a 4-hit game this year. 0-1 delivery on the way to him will be outside from Bellotti. 1 ball and 1 strike. Battle engaged here in game 3 of the pitching. It's just been outstanding on both sides. 1-1 delivery on the way. In there. We've told you the Rays so far 84 games decided by 2 or fewer runs. They are 41 and 43. That's the most such games in the majors. And right now we're in another one. 1-2 delivery on the way.
Wow.
Frame not called.
Yeah, not a lot of high strikes because neither of these pitchers have really pitched up in the zone. Chen when he's gotten ahead. Ramirez makes his living down at your knees. 7th year for Bellotti in the organization. That's a lot of years. He's only 24.
Davis waiting and a 2-2 pitch to him. Bellotti gets his first K.
Yeah, good velocity. It was in the middle of the plate, but it moved enough that Chris can't quite get to it. So all 3 hits down, this one up. 2-seamer. Look at the late run on it. And might have foul tipped it right into the glove.
That'll bring up Adam Jones, RBI and a ground ball 1st inning, RBI base hit 6th inning. So he owns them both that are up on the board for the Orioles. Base is empty here in the 8th inning and 2 outs. Each team is stranded 5. Shift on in the infield. Jones goes after it and misses. Our Lexus Satowson drive of the game.
Yeah, what a sweet swing this is. Chris Davis doubles. He hits it right over the head of Forsythe at first.
Our drive of the game brought to you by Lexus Satowson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer, 5 years running. See why LexusSatowson.com.
Well, that's a pretty
location.
Yeah, really good sliders. Adams got 4 RBIs in this series, and as you mentioned, the first on a ground ball, and then the check swing 2-run single to give them the win on Thursday night, and that was to right field. Kind of an excuse me line drive.
Adam now at 9 RBIs against Tampa Bay this year. 0-2 delivery on the way to him, and that's up high with the fastball by Bellotti at 93.
Let's probably show him something up and then go back to that slider. Problem with doing it 3 times, if it's not in the same place, well, looks like they're coming in.
1-2 delivery on the way. Jones will get a base hit into left field. Adams got a 2-hit ball game, 2 for 4.
Yeah, why throw the slider that he swings through? I mean, got it in, didn't hit it hard. And probably thanking him. I mean, Rivera just moves in and gets the ball right there and just fights it off. But when you're big, strong.
Adam chatting it up with Loney over there. So the Orioles get a runner on here in the 8th inning with 2 away. Clevenger, he is 1 for 3. He's picked up a base hit. Orioles DH in the ball game. Orioles now with 10 hits in the game. That's the first, and that's foul. Just missed the chalk line. 2-10-0 for the Orioles, 1-6-0 for the Rays.
I might have broken the bat. Looked like he had a pretty good swing. It looks like Steve Clevenger actually, it's almost, we talked about when he got the check swing, Adam Jones, almost like you're playing Pepper. Pepper is where you just try to move the ball around. He doesn't overswing very much.
Not many at bats here in this ballpark, but he has picked up 4 hits, 4 for 12 in at bats here at the Trop in his career. 0-1 count. Jones off first, not by much. Clevenger will swing and miss on that one on a big.
Yeah, this kid has pretty good fastball and slider. The ball again had nice late life, similar to the ball that Chris Davis struck out on. I can see where he's not giving up any runs.
0-2 the count. Jones not going. Clevenger reaches and keeps the at bat alive. So the count stays at 2 strikes. Steve Clevenger this season only his 23rd game. He's only had 74 at bats on the season with Caleb Joseph and Wieters doing the work behind the plate. 0-2 count. Jones off first. Not going to go. Clevenger will reach and he'll just miss.
Well, that's what I said. How about our hitting instructor, Scott Coolbaugh, in that interview you did in the open, just saying this is what you have to do. Base supply the power, put a good stroke on it, hit it back up the middle, poke it to left. Whatever you do, when you strike out, this inning ends. If you put the ball in play, you don't know what might happen.
Many runs here, obviously, enormously important. 8th inning. Clevenger again, a chopper to first. It is a
foul ball. Oh, that
fair
ball's
ball.
foul.
First base umpire. First base umpire saying that was fair. I think.
Well, so did Dale Scott, who actually it's his call because the ball. I mean, that's a horrible call. The ball is definitely now. Watch Loney. He'll come over. He catches the ball, and it's not where he was. It's where the ball was before it gets to the bag. Is it fair or foul? Probably get a better angle right here. I just don't believe from our angle, we're looking right down the line. That ball was not over the bag. It hadn't gotten to the bag. I just don't think there's any way. I mean, C.B. Buckner immediately calls it fair, but it's
Scott's call, but he was blocked out. Buckner looked in and immediately helped his home plate umpire. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and it remains a 2-1 Orioles lead. Miller Lite.
Now, Wayne Trent trying to win for the 6th out of the last 7 decision. Well, it gives up the early run and then some big strikeouts. I had him 0 for 7 runners in scoring position. Struck out to the side after the first run in the first. Got in trouble in the 7th. Huge outs with really no margin for error. 2-1 lead the entire game. Joey Butler pinch hits and strikes out. So again, magnificent. And now it's time for a little relief for your car too. Visit Jiffy Lube for regular oil changes and help prevent damage and wear to your engine. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. And that's why they bring in Darren O'Day to prevent damage. And they're going to start the pinch hitters.
Darren O'Day in for the Orioles to try and protect the lead. And half swing right there on O'Day.
Yeah, it looks like Jason's going to pinch hit, or he is pinch hitting for Geyer. And there are those numbers. I mean, it's just exquisite numbers. Fly ball pitcher. Jason's had a nice series. Home run on Thursday night. Went up into the catwalk.
Jaso will take the pitch, and it is in there for a strike from O'Day. George on Jaso. He's gone 1 for 5 against O'Day. Shift on against him in the infield. 1-run ball game, bottom half of the 8th inning. Last chance for the Rays to get back that last half inning, and they could not do it. And that one will be fouled away, and O'Day will get up 0-2 on the count. Workhorse out of the bullpen for the Orioles, as he has been over the last 3 seasons. Darren on to get the big outs for Zach Britton, and this week here in this series on, in fact, to get the save with Zach getting extra days rest. 0-2 count. Pitch on the way to Jaso, and he'll take it up high.
Yeah, always a tough out in the sense of, only hit 227 here at the Trop, 333 on the road. But again, pretty disciplined hitter in the sense that if you don't throw him strikes, he is going to take the base on balls. Of course, Darren knows that. Veteran pitcher with great command of all his pitches.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery to Jaso. He will chop on top of that and foul it off outside of first base. Jaso keeps his at bat alive with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. 17,053 the attendance. 17,053 for the Saturday game. Day game tomorrow, 12:30 O's Extra, and 1 o'clock for game 4 of this series. 1-2. Day's delivery to him. Jaso again, able to fight the pitch off. He keeps his at bat alive here with a couple of foul balls outside of first base. Jaso against the Orioles, hitting .250 this season. 1 home run, couple of RBIs. 1-2 count from O'Day. Pitch on the way to him. Jaso for the 3rd time. Same place.
Yeah, well, it's his birthday. Turned 32 today. As you look at Boxberger, the closer, and Dreese on the. Well, both right-handers, and Dreese was doing the throwing, and Boxberger got some time if they come back and get the lead, or maybe even to pitch the 9th inning.
1-2 count still. O'Day in the battle here and outside with it. He just missed and he didn't go.
Yeah, not too many guys take that pitch because you're anxious, but Jaso's always been able to have a good on-base percentage, and that's why when he starts, he's had about 52 starts, 47 of those times he's DH. A lot of times it's leading off.
2 ball, 2 strike count on Jaso. Pitch on the way by O'Day. Inside, got him on the corner at the knees.
Yeah, low strike all night. Little slider. All the other ones he fouled off were in. He just kind of rolled them foul. This one starts outside and then sweeps right to the middle of the plate.
Grady Sizemore will be the 2nd pinch hitter. He'll be in for Schaefer.
Yeah, he got the big hit last night off of Tyler Wilson. Bases loaded. double up the gap in right center. Scored all 3 of them in that 6-run 5th inning.
Sizemore 1 for 2, a home run off O'Day. 1 down, bottom of the 8th inning. Darren's delivery to him, goes after it, lifts it deep, but it's going to go foul. It's the second one that has traveled down there very close to being a home run, but not. Just the strike.
And Gerardo Parra, just in case he didn't get it right, pointing, giving the foul ball call. Well, you want to stay out of that area. The ball was quickly hit down the line for home run distance.
O'Day gets ahead on the foul ball. Longoria due up next. 0-1 count, 1 down, and hit him right on the thigh.
Maybe the kneecap, shin, somewhere in there. Pulled it right across the strike zone. And you got to remember, he, at one point in his career, micro fracture of the knee, back problems, abdominal problems. One of the premier players early on in his career. 2007, 8, 9, and then the injuries.
4th hit batter by O'Day, and this one comes in the 8th inning with 1 down. So Grady Sizemore saying he wants to stay in the ball game.
Yeah, just pulls it right across the plate, front knee. Yeah, expanded rosters. I would imagine they'd probably run with Tim Beckham.
Tampa Bay will lose Sizemore, but he got on base. That's what they wanted him up there for. Matuk will come on to run at first base.
Yeah, I guess that way they don't lose. Matuk with 5 hits last night and speed. You don't lose an outfielder.
He loosens up. Sizemore heads back after being hit by a pitch, and that will bring up Longoria. Longoria got a double his last time up, first hit of the series. He is 1 for 11. Good speed on at first base. Took on at first, and O'Day with 1 away. Longoria 5 for 16 off Darren with a home run, and outside for a ball. So another tight one, as to be expected against this Rays team, and especially in this ballpark.
Well, they certainly get the guy they want up. We've been talking about the fact that he's now 2 for 26. They're actually 2 for 27 at home run power. Fly ball pitcher, fly ball hitter.
1-0 count. Matuk's going. Swung on a miss. Throw and a big out coming. He's safe. Got in underneath the tag on Scope. Stolen base.
Yeah, they said this kid's a 5-tool player. We saw him get a couple of doubles. I don't know if Kevin Cash is coming out to talk to the home plate umpire, but right here, nice throw by Matt Wieters. It's just a shade high, and then Scope drops the tag. That's a strike, a swing.
May have called interference on the throw here.
Well, if that's the case, then what happens? He goes back to first?
Cash came out immediately. Yep, that's what he did. Runner will go back.
Of course, Kevin Cash, only 37 his first year as manager of the Rays, but former catcher. And he was a defensive specialist, so I'm sure he's arguing his interpretation of the interference.
You can see Dale Scott. Dale Scott saying, no, it wasn't his swing that took him. It was after his swing that he made another move to get in front of Wieters, and that's the interference. That's a big call.
Yeah, I think he almost lost his balance and went down on that right knee. It'll come. So what happens is there's the big swing. Now he's going left, and then right there, it almost looks like the right side collapses.
And out is Longoria. So a very big play right there. On the interference call, Longoria's out of there. The runner has to come back to first base. And there are now 2 down with a runner at first, instead of Longoria up with a runner at second. And I don't know. I think they're coming out to check on what the count was here.
Well, it was definitely a strike because he swung at it. But what was the count before? I didn't think that was the third strike. Yeah. So can you call him out
on the interference? Wow.
What a huge play that is. You get rid of your home run guy. You take away the stolen base because of the interference.
So it should be an unassisted putout for the catcher. The interference call takes Longoria out, puts the runner back at first. And here's Logan Forsythe. The base hit. He is 1 for 3. Runner going again. Second time right there. Got him! Man, you talk about a couple of pitches that change the course of a ball game. You get the interference on Longoria. He's out in the very next pitch. Matuk tries to steal on Wieters with a second chance to get him. Beautiful play at second. Jonathan Scope had a short hop the ball. They get him and the inning is over. To you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fares now at southwest.com. And by PNC for the achiever in you. A most unusual 8th inning for the Rays and good for the Orioles. Protects a 2-1 lead, took away a scoring chance, and the Orioles will be back at it in the ninth.
So Matt Andriese comes in up and down 4 times. He started some games, 7 of those last year. Pretty good year at Durham. So again, this year just really coming to the big leagues because of all the injuries as both a reliever and a starter. And again, lefties home runs a little bit up for the innings pitched, and as you can see, pretty much 50-50 ground ball fly ball ratio.
So the changes being made after the pinch hitters came up. Matuk's come on to play in left field after getting thrown out at second base. Forsythe goes over to third base from second, and Franklin is at second base. So those are the changes. And the Orioles bat in the 9th inning. Andrees's delivery will be taken outside for a ball. Jonathan Scope, base hit tonight, extending his hit streak to 12 games. He's had 4 hits and 11 at-bats in the 3-game set. They shift on him in the infield, and he will foul that one back. 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Yeah, the last time Andriese faced the Orioles, Chris Davis hit a home run off him, walk-off style, in Baltimore.
Bellotti worked an inning, a hit, and a strikeout. 1-1 delivery to him, held up. Check it first, and yes, he did. It was quite a ball game. 2-1, 2-10-0, 1-6-0 for the Rays. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. You rarely see 2 more important back-to-back pitches than what we saw in the 8th inning. 2 outs recorded on 2 pitches. Here's Zach getting ready to go in a save situation. 3 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way to him. Scope will pop it up into the ceiling. Into foul territory if he saw it, and it did. Forsythe able to put it away. All right, PNC minor league report. They are still playing bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Bowie trying to do what they haven't done, and then Reading a powerhouse. Joe Gunkel. They picked him up in the offseason. Look at the 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. Wow. We're going to be calling him Mr. Rosa. It's a nice night.
That is the game to determine the champion in the best of 5, tied at 2-2, playing at Bowie tonight. So we'll hope to get a final in on top right now and a chance to pick up the championship. Here is Matt Wieters, 0 for 3 in the ball game, and a swing and a miss on that one. Quickly goes to 0-2.
Yeah, Matt Andrews is one of these. He's not a hard thrower where he's going to throw in the mid-90s, but you always want to have deception if you can, and he uses his front side, throws up that left arm, and high front shoulder. And really throws it at you, and then there's that hook, and Rivera doesn't catch it, and it bounces off into Never Land.
Last Orioles affiliate to win a championship, you got to go a long way back. At AA was Charlotte back in 1984. Bowie's going to try and do that. That's a AA championship. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that's into the shift. Franklin, hello, Nick. And he makes the throw and gets the out. He was way out there.
Well, like a roamer in the slow pitch softball with that extra defender. Yeah, it's funny. Actually, we used to play exhibition games in Charlotte, and the Orioles AAA was in Rochester, and Eddie Murray came through Charlotte. Cal Ripken Jr. came through Charlotte. Cal Ripken Sr., his dad, Cal's dad, managed there.
2 down. Here's Steve Pearce. Base hit, 1 for 3. He'll take the pitch down low for a ball. Forsythe will be due to lead off. Cleanup batter in the 9th inning, bottom half of it. Cabrera, then Loney. In this 2-1 ball game. Pierce will take that one for a strike in the outside corner. 1-1. Orioles 9-8 against Tampa Bay coming into this one. They are 7-4 here at the Trop this year. Another one up into the roof. This one will be for the shortstop and played by Cabrera. So Andresi comes on and retires the side in order. Britton will have a chance at a save. Bottom of the 9th when we come back. is Zach Britton.
Well, the closer comes in, fourth most saves. Again, he's been lights out. And again, when he makes his pitch, he's one of the best sinkers in baseball. In fact, I guess in the skills department, voted the best sinker. I'm not sure who was number one. I can't think of it. Maybe Kimbrel. But anyway, 90% fastballs. The ball just plummets. Low ERA. Doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. And again, dominates lefties at 125. Righties hit him a little bit better and keeps the ball in the ballpark. I looked it up. And going back to that interference, it's Rule 606. If you, as a batter, you interfere with the catcher and hinder him when he's throwing a runner out, you're out. If you throw him out, then everything is kind of a moot point. But that didn't happen, so they put the two back, and then they threw him out to end the inning.
Logan Forsythe at the plate, bottom of the ninth inning. First ball hitting down the line in right field. Parra's got a long run. Davis, nobody will get there, and just foul. That thing had hang time, which tells you a bit about how big this ballpark is down the lines.
Yeah, and then, if that ball, it's going to be a sure double because Forsythe was airing it out of the batter's box. So right here, Parra gives up, and about 4 inches? And look at the spin on it. That's probably, it might have been a triple. And that would have been a very fluke triple, kind of the match the way the Orioles got out of the last inning. One of those innings where you just don't see it happen very often.
Forsythe is 0 for 2 against Zach Britton. 0-1 count. Forsythe swing and a miss on the sinker. Britton is 3 for 3 this year against Tampa Bay in picking up saves. 33 out of 36 on the year. An extra day's rest for when he usually would have been used, just for that purpose. No injury, but just tired. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way, and that'll go to right field. Parra's got this one lined up. And Forsythe is retired.
Yeah, one of those very rare fly balls. Really good pitch down and away.
Cabrera. Asdrubal Cabrera's 1 for 8 off Britton.
Yeah, one of these games, Gary, it's just the way it started. The Orioles score first. They come back, single, double. All of a sudden you got a guy at second. Chen turns on the burners, gets out of that inning, gets out of the 7th inning when you get the first 2 guys on. A lot of good things happening for the Orioles to this point.
Asdrubal Cabrera, and the pitch to him will be in there for a strike. Cabrera with a base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Winner could be Chen, 10-7 if he gets it. Ramirez would take the loss. He'd be 10-6. Britton would have a save, but there are 2 very big outs before any of that is true. Pitch on the way and a swing and a miss. Cabrera can't get the sinker. 0-2 count on it. Zach said when he wasn't used the other night and O'Day got the save, of course everybody around him saying, "Are you okay?" And he says, "Nothing wrong. He said, a little bit tired. A little bit of soreness there last time I threw, and I just want to give it an extra day."
And then, of course, Buck Showalter's never going to tell you because he doesn't want them to know who's available and who isn't.
0-2 delivery on the way, and he got him. Tag is put on, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, and then on Thursday night when he's unavailable, Orioles getting in late that night. He had pitched on Tuesday. Here's one of the best sinkers you're going to see. Again, the illusion is it's not going to sink to that degree. And Cabrera almost swings the one that bounces. That's how much the ball sinks. Straight down. And then Zach just tell you, he's got in such a good groove. He stays behind it. And again, the other thing that I've seen him do, and he's very cognizant of, he said you just can't keep throwing sinkers, and he's incorporated a very good breaking ball.
Tim Beckham is going to pinch hit for Loney, so the Rays go with the young power hitter over the more experienced Loney at the plate to get that right-handed bat in. Ground ball to the middle. Jonathan Scope, can he make it? And got the bag, and that's the ball game. Good play by Chris Davis. Davis reached back after he caught the baseball to make sure he could get the foot back on. Fine play by Jonathan Scope.
Well, look how quickly he gets to it. He's up the middle anyway, but look at this toss. We always talk about his arm strength, that this is a heave, And right there, just able to stay on, get it to him as quick as you can. Beckham can run, and by a toe, Beckham is out.
So the Orioles get a 2-1 win. They go 22-24 in one-run games, while Tampa Bay will fall to 24-28. And a really well-played, well-pitched game. Tomorrow they'll wrap it up, and Kevin Gausman will be on the mound against Jake Odorizzi. Our coverage on Masson 2, 12:30 O's Extra, presented by Jeep. Our game coverage at 1. This has been a Masson presentation. The Happy Recap presented by PNC, coming up right now with Jim and Rick. For Jim Palmer and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne, as the young man says to do.